What's going on, guys? Hope you had a fantastic weekend, and we're back. Finally, it just feels like it has been ages since I've been behind the camera, done any reviews. Work has just been super crazy, and I haven't had any chance to, do any reviews, play with any of my toys, take pictures, update my Instagram, all that good stuff that I enjoy doing, just getting out to you guys. So I do apologize if you've ever heard that, people here in Japan work super long hours. Yes, it is true, but we are back and I did get some filming done this weekend. I think it's like Monday now. It's Monday now here in Japan, so it might still be Sunday where most of you guys are. But I do have a couple of other reviews lined up for this week. Hopefully I'll get them out to you guys this week. But tonight we are looking at the new, not so new, I've had this guy for 2 weeks now, the Bandai Figurized Standard Dragon Ball Z Krillin, or Kuririn, if you are a Japanese fan of the series. But without further ado, let's take Krillin, who is all built up now, looking very cool, and let's take a look at the box. So looking at the box, as with all Figurized Standard Dragon Ball Z model kits, we get some nice artwork here with Krillin doing his Destructo Disc move. We get Krillin with Android 18 and he's holding the self-destruct remote control that does come with the actual model kit itself. Moving on to the side, the bottom side here, we got Krillin all posed up, all built up, with displaying all of his accessories, his 3 interchangeable heads, 4 interchangeable hands, the Destructo Disc effect piece there, and another blast effect piece. And like I mentioned earlier, he does get the emergency shutdown remote control that he uses in the animation. Moving on to the side of the box, a nice pose there by Krillin. Going on to the other side, the same artwork that we saw on the front of the box. And on the back here, we get Krillin and a bio of Krillin in Japanese and in English, some screenshots from the actual animation, an explanation of the model kit itself, and some figures from the other line, as well as Goku, which I picked up, and I will have that review out for you guys. And here is Krillin all built up. And if you guys are new to the Figurized line, this is a model kit. You do not need any glue. It's all snapped together, and all you really do need is a pair of side cutters to trim those parts out of the sprues. But surprisingly, it didn't take me any quicker than the other Figurized larger scale Figurized figures. This being a smaller figure, you'd think it would, take less time, but it still does have the 2 arms, the 2 legs, and they are all individual pieces. So it took me a little bit more than an hour to put this guy together. Some things that I do want to warn you about. The only thing I want to kind of like caution you guys about is the belt here at the front. It's kind of like a hook. That kind of middle piece there is like a hook, and it kind of clips the 2 belt pieces, which is actually one piece in the middle there. But if you kind of move it too much, I can kind of foresee that middle section, kind of snapping off or breaking. I don't know if you can see here on mine, but it does actually have some stress marks there already, so I don't think I'll be moving that too much. It is articulated, you can move it up and down, but you might think that first I thought you could actually move further than it actually can, but that's as far as it can go. So don't move it any further up than that, or else you might snap that middle piece off. So Krillin does come with a sheet of stickers like the rest of the other Figurized model kits. For Krillin, he doesn't actually come with that many stickers, just his kame marks for the back and the front, 2 mouth stickers for the alternate heads and a sticker for the emergency shutdown remote control. Again, you know, these stickers aren't the best of quality, but for his kame mark for the back and the front, unless you're really good at painting or they come out with some kind of water slide decal, these are the only options you have at the moment. In terms of the figure, being a model kit, obviously the details are going to be really great because each piece is actually, you know, obviously individually molded and put together. So details for his gi, all the creases in his gi, the muscles are gonna, you know, come out really well. No, there isn't any paint. These are just molded plastic, colored plastic, but it doesn't look too bad. I think, like, even without any shading, it still looks pretty cool. All the colors are there, the oranges, the yellows, the yellows for the boots, the ropes there for his boots, the blues for his belt and for the inside of his gi. Even the skin tone is really nice. The thing I like about this figure is that the molded details in the joints, I think they are much better than the figure arts joints. I like how they go all the way through. And for Krillin's face, I don't know if you can see here, but they have those black lines like they do in the animation, and those are actually plastic pieces and they're separate. And I'm really glad it wasn't just a, you know, white piece for the eyes. They actually do have that black outline, which is a nice touch, and I think looks pretty fantastic. So for articulation, Krillin actually gets some really good head movement because he doesn't actually have any hair, which means nothing is getting in the way. His head is on a ball joint, which is actually hinged. I'll just take off the head to give you guys an idea. There's a ball joint that goes up into the actual head, and it is on a hinge here, so he does get some really good, you know, up and down movement. And he can tilt his head left and right, and obviously he does have 360 as well, which is really nice. The neck piece does give him a little bit more of give him a little bit more range of motion as well, which is nice. So I think, yeah, definitely some really good head movement, probably the best out of all of the figures so far. Looking at Krillin's shoulders, his shoulders are on a butterfly joint and is attached via a ball joint. You can actually unplug it, there you go, and that piece inside there actually does move in and out as well. His shoulder gi piece is separate, so it doesn't actually hinder any of his shoulder movement. It is a bit stiff, so you might want to be a little bit careful when you do move his shoulders around, but he can move it 360. He can move his shoulder out 90 degrees. He does have bicep swivel. It is a little bit stiff, so do be careful with that as well. He does have a single jointed elbow, but he does get really good articulation there. He does have wrist swivel because he does have interchangeable hands. It's not really swivel, it's just basically a ball joint going into a socket, so he does get some pretty good motion there in his hand as well. As I mentioned earlier, Krillin's belt is articulated, but you don't really want to move it any further than that, or else you might risk snapping it. He does have a waist joint, so he can move side to side. He does have a bit of ab crunch, but it is kind of hindered by the top gi piece there. His hips can allow his legs to almost do a full splits, which is pretty good. He can extend those legs down, and you can pop them back in as well. He does have a upper thigh swivel, but it is a little bit limited and a little bit stiff, so you might want to be careful with that. He does have a single jointed knee, but it goes really far back. There is some articulation there in his foot, going back and going forward that much, and he does have some ankle pivot. And looking at Krillin's accessories, he does come with 3 interchangeable heads, his stern face, his mouth is actually molded in, but it's just kind of hard to see. I think maybe it's the lighting. He does come with a angry shouting face as well. The stickers aren't put in, so the inside of his mouth is white. He also comes with a surprised face as well. I really do wish they put in a happy Krillin face. That would have been a nice touch, but kind of just a minor nitpick. He does come with his remote control hands that are hinged, which is really nice. Come on, Bandai, yes, you are stepping up your game. I do appreciate these hinged wrists, which is great. He does come with 2 Destructo Disc or Blast hands, which are also hinged. Again, very much appreciated. Much better than just the ball jointed hands that they come with. And he does come with 2, I guess, grabbing or Kamehameha hands as well, which aren't hinged, and it just has the standard ball joint. And of course, he does come with 2 fisted hands, which are on Krillin right now. In addition to that, he does come with 2 effect pieces, a short, kind of large blast piece, which does attach onto the stand here, and he does come with his Destructo Disc, which is really big. You can see here that it's almost the same size as his body, and that clips in on his wrist there. I can kind of show you right now. Just let me get his shoulder right up like so, and you kind of clip that into his wristband there, and he kind of holds it like that. Obviously it is quite big, so you do have to kind of balance it, but it is a really nice effect piece, and I'm glad that they did include it, because this is one of Krillin's I guess more iconic attacks. Okay, so for all you figure arts collectors who, like me, missed out on the original release of Krillin, to be honest, this guy probably isn't going to be the replacement, the Krillin figure in your figure arts line. Scale wise, you know, to be honest, he does seem a little bit big, and I'm not just talking about height, I'm talking about the overall size of Krillin. Here you can see he does look fantastic with 18, but you know, 18 kind of towers over Goku, Vegeta, and is almost the same height as Piccolo there. Piccolo obviously should be a lot taller, and I do really hope that Figure Eyes comes out with a Piccolo, because we really do need a new Piccolo. Don't get me wrong, I do love the original release Piccolo. It is a fantastic figure with some nice shading as well, but we definitely do need a taller Piccolo. Overall, my final thoughts on the figure, on Krillin, I do have a couple of nitpicks, one being the belt, another being not having a happy alternate head for his accessories. But other than that, it's a really solid figure. You know, just like Future Trunks, it's really well put together. It actually feels, I guess because the parts are smaller and are tighter, it does feel more like an action figure than a model kit. It comes with some great accessories. I'm really happy that it did come with the Destructo Disc, which looks fantastic, and I think will be a fantastic addition to your Figure Eyes collection. In saying that, we're going to wrap it up for this video. And once again, I do apologize for being quiet for the past 2 weeks, but I do promise you guys that I will have some more videos out for you this week, starting with the Figure Eyes Son Goku. And I know some of you guys have asked for it, so I will have a comparison video of this guy with the Figure Eyes version, so do look out for that. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Please feel free to subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Once again, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Have a great week, guys. Take it easy. 蹴られた地球が怒って